Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 5th of August 2024. Now the prices of Bitcoin on the global cryptocurrency market, guys, has fallen down miserably, isn't it? Now what is a bit bizarre, guys, is that the FOMC meeting was out and technically speaking, this should have been positive for the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? Looks like the whales and notorious traders are still trying to manipulate the market, so we'll definitely go and touch base on the global cryptocurrency snapshot, guys. Now look, this is the crazy world of cryptocurrency, isn't it? What we anticipate to happen, most of the time that thing does not tend to happen, so we'll definitely go and touch base on that. Now in today's episode, guys, we do have quite a lot of important news, and the first one has to do with Morgan Stanley, and they are willing to offer Bitcoin ETF, but this is only to high net worthy individuals. Now look, guys, so far as ETF is concerned, if you're a true Bitcoin maximalist, and if you're very much into decentralization or distributed, how I like to call it, ETFs are definitely not ideal, so we'll definitely got in touch base on that. And Robert Kennedy Jr., guys, in his speech at the Bitcoin National Conference, he definitely took a jab at the ETF issuers, and the people in the audience definitely did not like it as well. So we'll definitely got in touch base on what is it that Morgan Stanley is doing, and who are the ones who will be benefited by this. Now we do have some massive news all the way from France, guys, and they are one of the first major European economy to go ahead and accept applications for crypto asset service providers, and this is to do under MiCA regulations. And what I'm going to be doing, guys, in today's episode, I'll very briefly touch base on what the application is, and I'll also go ahead and touch base on specific 10 services that are covered by this obligation of MiCA regulations. So really important news, to be honest. Now in the world of Ripple or XRP, guys, we do have some update, and this is more to do with XRP Ledger, and they have seen a 65% decline in on-chain transactions. So looks like the XRP volume has gone down. Definitely unfortunate news, isn't it? I'll definitely go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now look, guys, so far as total value locked is concerned, I often told this, once spot Ethereum trading goes live, the total value locked will go down, isn't it? And if you look at the total value locked today, it is well below the $90 billion mark. But the news that I'm going to be talking about is to do with Lido. And Lido, guys, as we know, are definitely dominating so far as total value locked is concerned, isn't it? But this news that I'm going to be talking about has more to do with institution, guys, because looks like Lido is introducing something called as Lido Institutional, and they are not catering to average individuals, rather they are focusing on institutions, so we'll definitely go and touch base on this. So quite a lot to cover, guys, actually in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news, guys, has to do with tokenization, and the news essentially is that UBXS tokens, they're launching tokenization in Dubai, and looks like they want to make Dubai their home place for tokenization. Now look, guys, I do feel that they're only capitalizing on the hype regarding tokenization, and that is only driven because of BlackRock, isn't it? So I'll definitely go into base on this news. Now the second news, guys, is from the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, and they have officially launched the Blockchain Center, and they aim to drive innovation and growth in Web3 area. So I'll definitely go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now what I also want to do is, guys, I want to go ahead and drop an email to the CEO of the Blockchain Center in Abu Dhabi, and let's see if I can get them on my episode, and I'll try to get as much information regarding the Blockchain Center. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode actually. Let's get started with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now unfortunately guys, the global cryptocurrency market has gone down miserably since the last 72 hours. Today it is down to $2.16 trillion. And if you look at the market cap of Ethereum guys, almost $50 billion has been wiped off from Ethereum's market cap. Definitely not ideal, isn't it? And what is a bit crazy guys is, on the 23rd of July is when the spot Ethereum trading went live, isn't it? Now look guys, the only reason why Ethereum is going down is because the spot Ethereum trading does not involve staking as a service, isn't it? And it does not make any sense if you're an investor to go out and buy the spot Ethereum ETF. Rather, it would make more sense for you to go out and buy the actual Ethereum, isn't it? Those are my honest thoughts. Now let me quickly run through the global cryptocurrency snapshot guys, because since the last 24 hours, the market volume has actually gone down by 33.61%. And if you look at it in terms of dollar amount, it is at $64.61 billion. Now look guys, if you look at it in terms of dollar amount, it is definitely high. But because the prices have gone down, it just means one thing. People are going ahead and selling a lot of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? And what we need to do guys is, we need to compare this matrix with the volume of stable coins. And if the volume of stable coins is increasing, that would be okay, because that would mean that people are parking a lot of the cryptocurrencies into stable coins. Unfortunately guys, that has not been happening since the last 24 hours. So it looks like a lot of cryptocurrencies are being sold, and these are then being converted into fiat currencies. Now later on, I'll definitely go ahead and run through the volume of stable coins. But before that, let me quickly run through the volume on DeFi, because it is below the $4 billion mark. It is at $3.63 billion. And DeFi as of today is accounting for 5.62% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now so far as the total value locked is concerned guys, it is well below the $90 billion mark. it is at $89.00 billion. Now look guys, I wouldn't be surprised if the total value locked does go on a downtrend. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if it goes below the $60 billion mark as well. Now you need to remember guys that the total value locked prior to the spot Ethereum trading news was around the $30 to $40 billion mark. The only reason why the total value locked pumped up is because people wanted to be validators, and the only reason why they wanted to be validators is because they were anticipating a spot Ethereum trading to go live. But as we found out, the spot Ethereum trading does not involve staking as a service, so I do envision a lot of them will no longer want to be validators. That is my honest opinion. Now so far as the dominance of TVL is concerned guys, Lido is still dominating, but if you look at its total value locked, it has gone down from roughly around $33 billion to $28.70 billion. And later on guys, we'll go and discuss Lido's news where they are focusing on institutional adoption, isn't it? So definitely keep an eye on that news. Now so far as the dominance to centralized exchange is concerned, it is definitely looking good at 24.54%, which just means guys a lot of them are using decentralized exchanges. But look guys, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of centralized exchanges are the ones who are using decentralized exchanges. I would be really curious to check the numbers which actually differentiate centralized exchanges using decentralized exchanges versus, let's say, individuals and regular people. That would give us a much better understanding as to if the world is using decentralized exchanges. Now let me quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges guys, because Uniswap is leading the pack and its volume is well over the $2 billion mark. It is at $2.08 billion. Radium guys is definitely looking good, but its volume is nowhere close to Uniswap's volume. It is at $650.24 million. PancakeSwap is at number 2nd. Its volume is $615.27 million. Orca guys is at number 4th. Its volume is $596.38 million. And Aerodrome is at number 5th. Its volume is $307.63 million. Now look guys, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are on a downtrend. Now unfortunately guys, the volume of stablecoins is not looking good at all. It is only at $59.22 billion. Now if the volume of stablecoins was, let's say, around the $80 to $100 billion mark, and if the prices were going down, we could have been content, because it would mean that people are parking a lot of the cryptocurrencies onto stablecoins, and in the next coming days and weeks, there could have been a possibility for the prices to pump up, isn't it? Unfortunately, that is not what we are seeing since the last 72 hours. Today, the volume is at $59.22 billion, and stablecoins as of today is accounting for 90.66% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now look, as you also need to understand that I'm looking at these numbers in the early hours of Dubai, and technically it is still Sunday in most of the Western countries, so it could be possible these numbers will drastically change, let's say by Monday or Tuesday as well. Now getting back to the volume of stablecoins guys, Tether USDT is leading the pack and its volume is $48.13 billion. Now the second one guys is FDUSD, and its 24-hour volume is $5.22 billion, and Circle USDC guys, its volume is number 3rd and its volume is $5.15 billion. And later on guys, I'll run through the market cap of stable coins. Now what I really like regarding FDUSD guys, its market cap is less, but if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, that is significantly higher, which just means that this particular stablecoin is used a lot in comparison to, let's say, Tether USDT or Circle USDC. We'll definitely take a deep dive into that. Now let me quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum, because look guys, as I mentioned earlier, the market cap of Ethereum has drastically fallen down since the last 72 hours. On Thursday guys, that is the 1st of August 2024, the market cap of Ethereum was around the $390 billion mark, isn't it? Today it is down to $340 billion, whereas the market cap of Bitcoin guys, today it is at $1.20 trillion. Now if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $27.07 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is almost half of that of Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume at $15.71 billion. Now if you look at the dominance guys, Bitcoin's dominance is still looking good at 55.80%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is at 16.30%, which just means guys, a lot of Bitcoin are being sold and they are converted into fiat currency, isn't it? So let's see guys if the narrative changes by Tuesday or Wednesday. Now let me do one thing guys, let me quickly run through the market cap of stable coins. Now look guys, when we talk about stable coins, looking at its market cap may not necessarily be the right matrix. I do feel that we should be looking at the 24-hour trading volume, because that would give us an indication as to how these stable coins are being used. In my opinion, I see so many posts on LinkedIn where they harp about the market cap of stable coins, I do feel that that should not be the right metric we should be looking at. So what I want to do is, guys, I quickly want to compare the market cap with its 24-hour trading volume. Now, if you look at the USDT's market cap, guys, it is at $115 billion, but if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, it is only at $48.13 billion. Now, when it comes to stable coins, guys, you need to understand that the same stable coin can be used twice or thrice, and that should be the way how it should be working, isn't it? So having a 24-hour volume of $48.13 billion is definitely great, but I would really like to see the 24-hour trading volume to be almost the same as the market cap or much higher than what it is, to be honest. And that is something which I do see in First Digital, that is FDUSD. Now the second one, guys, is Circle USDC. And check this out, guys. Circle USDC's market cap is $33.13 billion. But if you look at its 24-hour trading volume, it is at $5.15 billion, which just means one thing, guys, that Circle, the issuers of USDC, they have $33.13 billion as a reserve. But out of that, only $5.15 billion of transactions are being transacted. It does not make much sense, isn't it? The third one, guys, is DAI by MakerDAO. Its market cap is $5.35 billion. Ethena, guys, is at number 4th. And if you look at its market cap, it is at $3.21 billion. Now look, guys, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume of MakerDAO and Ethena, the numbers are absolutely minuscule and ridiculous. Now the number 5th, guys, is First Digital, that is FDUSD. If you look at its market cap, it is at $2 billion. But if you look at its 24-hour trading volume, guys, it is at $5.22 billion. This does make a lot of sense, which means that the same stablecoins is being used twice or thrice in a day. That is a brilliant use case of stablecoins in my opinion. So let me know, guys, if you agree to it or if you disagree to my assessment. Now before we look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, guys, let me run through something which is circulating in the cryptocurrency world, or precisely blockchain world, that is connected to artificial intelligence, and that terminology, guys, is called as DePIN. Now DePIN, guys, stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network. Now what I want to do is, I want to run through some points that is more connected to artificial intelligence. So in the context of blockchain technology, guys, DePIN stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network, which leverages blockchain and decentralized technologies to build, maintain and operate physical infrastructure, such as, let's say, data centers, sensors and networks in a decentralized manner. Now so far as integration with artificial intelligence is concerned, Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network enables AI applications to access and utilize decentralized infrastructure, offering a more secure, scalable and resilient environment for data processing and model deployment. Now so far as data sovereignty is concerned, guys, DePIN or Decentralized Physical Network Infrastructure empowers users to maintain control over the data, thereby enhancing privacy and security for AI applications that usually rely on sensitive or personal information. Now so far as cost efficiency is concerned, guys, decentralization can reduce operational costs in it, and they can do that by eliminating intermediaries, thereby enabling direct peer-to-peer transactions, making AI services more affordable and accessible. Now so far as DePIN is concerned, guys, they also facilitate the scaling of AI applications, and they do that by allowing resources to be dynamically allocated across a decentralized network, thereby improving efficiency and reducing bottlenecks. Now look, guys, so far as interoperability is concerned, Decentralized Physical Network Infrastructure or DePIN, they're able to promote interoperability between different AI systems and also maintaining infrastructure components, and they can do that by enabling seamless integration and collaboration across diverse platforms and technologies. And the decentralized nature of DePIN, guys, enhances the resilience and redundancy of AI infrastructure, thereby reducing the risk of single point of failures and improving uptime reliability. Now so far as incentives and participation is concerned, guys, decentralized physical infrastructure network models often incorporate token-based incentives, thereby encouraging individuals and organizations to contribute their resources and infrastructure to guard and support to AI applications and network. Now look, guys, this is at a very basic level what DePIN is, and since the last few months, I'm seeing quite a lot of news articles circulating regarding DePIN. So I thought, let me go ahead and run through some basic level information regarding DePIN. Now if you're someone who's working in this area, guys, please feel free to go ahead and drop me an email. And in a week's time, guys, I'm interviewing the CEO of Food Foundation, and we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on more news regarding DePIN. So that was some basic level information regarding DePIN. Now let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Now unfortunately, guys, there is a very high possibility that by the time you're listening to the episode, the price of Bitcoin could have gone below the $60,000 mark, because right now it is at $60,895, and since the last 24 hours it is down by 1.92%, and since the last 7 days it is down by 10.33%. Ethereum guys is well below the $3,000 mark. Today it is at $2,916, and since the last 24 hours it is down by 3.21%, but since the last 7 days it is down by 10.66%. This is completely bizarre and strange, considering the fact that on the 23rd of July, the spot Ethereum trading went live, isn't it? So in an idealistic world, guys, the prices of Ethereum technically should have been around the $4,000 mark, but the cryptocurrency world is absolutely wild, isn't it? Now if you look at the fear and greed index, guys, right now the market is at neutral, and the number associated via coin market cap is 48. If the prices tend to go down, guys, I'm pretty much sure the fear and greed index might actually go down to fear, isn't it? Now so far as the price of Binance BNB is concerned, it is at $525, and since the last 24 hours it is down by 3.32%, and since the last 7 days it is down by 9.43%. So look guys, the cryptocurrency world is absolutely wild, considering the fact that the FOMC meeting should have actually pumped up the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in my opinion. But as I mentioned earlier guys, let's see if the narrative changes by Tuesday or Wednesday. Now let me go ahead and touch base on some news that is connected to spot Bitcoin ETF, and that is to do with Morgan Stanley. And Morgan Stanley guys is set to become the first major Wall Street bank to offer Bitcoin ETFs, and starting the 7th of August guys, its 15,000 financial advisors can offer eligible client shares in BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust and Fidelity's Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund. And this move guys is driven by client demand and market trends, and they are targeting clients with a net worth of at least $1.5 million, and these clients should also have a high risk tolerance. Now regarding this news guys, the bank will monitor clients' crypto holding to prevent excessive exposure, and they have yet to decide on offerings regarding Ethereum ETF. Now this particular news guys is actually published via CNBC, and the link to that is in the show notes below. So look guys, when you talk about spot Bitcoin ETF or spot Ethereum ETF, it is only meant for the rich and filthy rich people, isn't it? And this is what RFK Jr. did actually mention at the Bitcoin conference as well, and he was definitely not happy about spot Bitcoin ETF, and rightly so as well. Now what is crazy guys is when he actually said that, the entire crowd went silent and they completely stopped cheering for him. Now regarding spot Bitcoin ETF and spot Ethereum ETF, I 100% agree to RFK Jr. because look guys, it does not help Bitcoin's underlying technology, isn't it? With spot Ethereum and spot Bitcoin ETF, only the rich are going to get richer in my opinion. Now there is a very high possibility that indirectly this will have a positive impact on the price of Bitcoin as well. That is definitely a great possibility as well, isn't it? Now let me go ahead and touch base on some massive news all the way from France. And France guys is the first major EU economy to accept applications for crypto as a service provider licenses, and they're doing that under MiCA regulations, that is market and crypto asset regulations, and this was started in 1st of July. Now it's really important to note guys that the MiCA rules take into effect in December, and companies need a license by July 2026 to operate in the European Union. Now the French regulator, that is AMF, they have already registered 74 companies, and they have outlined key legislation aspects, while other large European economies guys, they have not yet announced a licensing process. Now if you do need the official link guys from France, it is in the show notes below. Now look guys, let me do one thing. In the article that is published by the French regulator, they have actually highlighted 10 service areas that are actually covered by this obligation. So let me quickly run through the 10 service areas. Now the first one is applicable to companies that are providing custody and administration of crypto assets on behalf of clients. The second one is to do with companies operating a crypto asset trading platform for crypto assets. The third one is for companies exchanging crypto assets for funds. The fourth one is for companies exchanging crypto assets for other crypto assets. The fifth one is for companies executing crypto assets orders on behalf of clients. The sixth one is for companies executing crypto assets. The sixth one guys is for companies placing of crypto assets. The seventh one is for companies receiving and transmitting orders of crypto assets on behalf of the clients. The eighth one is guys for companies providing advice on crypto assets. The ninth one is for companies providing portfolio management on crypto assets. And finally guys, the 10th one is for companies providing transfer services for crypto assets on behalf of the clients. Now look guys, it might seem similar, isn't it? But these are different areas of services, and they are covered by these obligations. So it's really important guys that we truly understand the key differentiation between them. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, in the show notes below there is the official link by the French regulators. Please feel free to go ahead and check it out. Now guys, let's go ahead and discuss some news regarding Ripple, and this is to do with XRP Ledger. And the XRP Ledger guys has seen a significant decline in its one thriving digital marketplace, with transaction volumes dropping by over 65% in the second quarter of this year, And not only that, guys, the transaction costs have also increased by nearly 170%. Now, this downturn, guys, is attributed to Ripple to increase network congestions and fees that are designed to deter spam. And this has puzzled analysts, and it has presented a formidable challenge for the platform. Now, in response to this, guys, Ripple is focusing on positioning the XRP ledger as a hub for tokenized real-world assets. And recently, guys, they also announced a partnership with a digital exchange called as Archax, and they aim to introduce hundreds and millions of dollars worth of tokenized assets to the ledgers in it that would potentially revolutionize transaction volume and generate substantial income and generate substantial fees. And guys, somewhere in May of 2023, I also touched base on news regarding Ripple. They were planning to launch a stablecoin in it, and the stablecoin, if I'm not mistaken, was called as Ripple USD. Now later this year, guys, they may go ahead and still launch a stablecoin, which could expand the user base and transaction volume. Now look, the recent introduction of the US Treasury bills, that is T-bills, by OpenEden on XRPL, was aimed at attracting institutional investors, isn't it? And they represented another positive development. Now look, guys, despite these strategic initiatives, the underlying issues affecting transactions activity needs addressing to the platform's long-term health and competitiveness. Now while these plans offer potential for growth, their success is uncertain at this point of time, and immediate improvements in transaction activity may not be realized, and Ripple's efforts to integrate real-world assets and stablecoins are crucial for XRP's ledger's future role in evolving cryptocurrency market, isn't it? So it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, if there's a pump up so far as the transaction volume is concerned. Now, guys, let's go and touch base on some news regarding Lido and Lido Finance. They have launched Lido Institutional, which is a liquidity staking solution designed for larger investors like custodians, asset managers, and exchanges. Now, these middleware solution, guys, combines enterprise-grade security with liquidity needed for institutional strategies. The Lido, guys, is the largest liquid staking protocol with over 28% of all Ethereum staked in it, and they already serve a significant institutional customer base. Now, the launch follows partnership with infrastructure providers Taurus and Fireblocks. Now, if I'm not mistaken, guys, Lido was founded way back in 2020, and Lido allows users to stake any amount of Ethereum and receive rewards without the 32 Ethereum minimum required for direct staking, and they do take a 10% fee on rewards as well. However, guys, it's really important to note that the United Securities and Exchange Commission have accused Lido and competitor Rocket Pool of selling unregistered securities as well, and they were claiming that they offer investment contracts without proper registrations. But that thing being said, guys, no direct action has been taken against them yet, so it's going to be really interesting to see if SEC has something to say with Lido's institutional adoption. So these were the news, guys, on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. The first one, guys, has to do with tokenization, and looks like the company is taking full benefits of the hype surrounding tokenization, isn't it? And UBXS token looks like they want to make Dubai the home place regarding tokenization is concerned. So let me go ahead and give out more information, guys. Because UBXS token, their particular project aims to make real estate investment more accessible via blockchain. Now look, as BlackRock, they have highlighted the significant potential of real-world assets, that is RWA sectors in it, and BlackRock is predicting that real-world assets can transform financial markets, and they expect rapid growth, and looks like this company is trying to maximize the benefits of it. And just last week ago, guys, President Donald Trump, he also expressed positive opinion regarding cryptocurrencies, isn't it? And President Donald Trump's view also highlights the importance of digital assets in the global economy. Now, regarding this news, guys, the CEO of UBX token have actually confirmed the alignment with BlackRock's insight, and the project is part of UBX token's mission to digitize real-world assets, and investors, guys, can purchase shares of real estate with UBXS token in Dubai's project. Now, this particular project, guys, offers low cost and high liquidity for investors. Now, blockchain technology, as we know, ensures security and transparency in the transactions, isn't it? And UBXS token, guys, is expanding into tokenization of other real-world assets as well. And the project, guys, is aimed to provide diversified and innovative investment opportunities. The UBXS token leverages blockchain to facilitate the tokenization of various assets, and the aim is to revolutionize the financial world. And the project confirms that UBXS token is on the right path for growth opportunities. The UBXS token, guys, seeks to offer more liquid, accessible, and secure investment, and their focus is on making real estate and other investment more attainable. Now, this particular newscast is published via bitcoin.com, so what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to bitcoin.com and try to check more information regarding UBXS token. Me personally, guys, I definitely am not liking this project. Looks like they're just capitalizing on the hype. Because look, guys, when you talk about tokenization and the real world asset, you need to go ahead and do your KYC. you need to go ahead and do anti-money laundering as well, isn't it? And if you do that, how will it work on an open blockchain? And what happens if it goes into secondary market? Can you go ahead and sell these tokens to people, let's say, who are in sanctioned countries? No one knows what the answer to that is, but a lot of the so-called experts, they already want to go ahead and launch this project. That is my honest opinion. Now guys, let me go ahead and touch base on second news, and that is to do with the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. And the news essentially is that the blockchain center in Abu Dhabi is officially launched, and they aim to drive innovation and growth in Web3 adoption. So let me go ahead and touch base on this news, guys, because this definitely marks a significant milestone in the region's commitment to digital transformation, and the aim is to establish Abu Dhabi as a global leader in blockchain technology. And the focus is on creating a thriving ecosystem for startups, enterprises, and academics. And they're focusing on 5 vital areas, guys. That is incubation and acceleration hub, venture capital, education and research and development, consultancy, and also events. And they empower startups with resources, mentorship, and strategic funding as well. And the blockchain center in Abu Dhabi, guys, supports and invests in Web3 startups to accelerate blockchain solutions. And they offer cutting-edge educational programs and certification, and they conduct pioneering research to advance blockchain knowledge and innovation, and they provide hands-on training to ensure continuous talent pipeline as well. And the blockchain center in Abu Dhabi also offers expert advisory services to optimize blockchain integration for businesses, and they assist companies in navigating the regulatory landscape in Abu Dhabi as well. Now look, so far as blockchain technology is concerned, since the last year or so, I'm definitely seeing quite a lot of news from the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. And the blockchain center in Abu Dhabi, guys, is poised to become Abu Dhabi's premier venue for industry events, and they plan to host conferences and workshops to connect thought leaders, and they want to foster collaboration and showcase advancements in blockchain technology. And the CEO, that is Abdullah Al-Dahari, envisions a global hub for innovation, education, and collaboration as well, and they provide incubation, acceleration, venture capital, education, research, consultancy, and events, and quite a lot more. And they're dedicated to fostering innovation and growth in blockchain technology. Definitely brilliant stuff. And what I'm trying to do, guys, is I'll try to contact the CEO and let's see if I can get them on my podcast. Maybe try to release a few episodes explaining what the blockchain center in Abu Dhabi is all about. So those were the news, guys, on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, also please feel free to go and check out my website. That is www.blockchaindxb.com. It is packed with loads of information in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, blockchain, NFTs, DeFi, metaverse, central bank digital currency, and even artificial intelligence. And now, guys, I'm also working something on stable coins. And if you do want me to go ahead and add any of your articles, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Now, for the next few minutes, is going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Roger who asks, what do you think of Peter Schiff? He was definitely not a fan of the Bitcoin Nashville event, and he definitely does not like the idea of President Donald Trump having Bitcoin as a reserve. Now Roger, that is such a brilliant question. Now look, me personally, I'm a massive fan of Peter Schiff. Although he's a massive detractor of Bitcoin, he does continuously keep bashing Bitcoin and blockchain technology as such. But look, so far as his thought regarding gold is concerned, I think he's an absolute genius. But regarding Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, I don't think so. Why he does not want to go ahead and appreciate the fact that Bitcoin is definitely much better than gold. Now that thing being said, what I'd really recommend you to do is, and even for our listeners, try to go ahead and listen to his podcast series. He does make a lot of sense regarding gold. Unfortunately, regarding Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, most often than not, he is wrong. And I also want to touch base on one thing regarding his podcast with Joe Rogan. He often keeps on bashing what the government is doing wrong. And I very specifically remember Joe Rogan did actually go ahead and ask him, what is it that the government should do in order to ensure that we do not have any recession? He could not answer that question. Joe Rogan asked him the same question second time. What you're saying, Peter, is you're giving me the problem, but how can we go ahead and fix it? He could not give the answer. Joe Rogan told him the third time, you're telling me what the problem is, but you're not telling me how to solve it. And unfortunately, Peter Schiff could not give him any answer to that. So look, when you talk about Peter Schiff, He may not necessarily be the best person regarding Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but I still like listening to his episode. Now, regarding the event that he talked regarding the Bitcoin national event, most of the information is absolutely incorrect that he said, because look, President Donald Trump definitely does not want to have it as a reserve. What he wants to do is, he wants to have something called as a stockpile of Bitcoin, which is completely different to a reserve. Robert Kennedy Jr., he wants to go ahead and have it as a reserve, and even Cynthia Loomis, they want to go ahead and have it as a reserve. Me personally, I don't like the idea of having Bitcoin as a reserve. So what President Donald Trump wants to do is, whatever the Bitcoins the federal government has, he wants to make sure that they don't go ahead and sell it. Simple as that, nothing more. There was also an interview with Fox what he said, if the debt keeps on increasing, we can just go ahead and sell some of the Bitcoin. That, to be honest, is a brilliant move, isn't it? So look, when it comes to Peter Schiff, I definitely dismiss anything he says regarding the Bitcoin national event, because you also need to understand, Peter Schiff has his own business where he's good and selling his clients gold, isn't it? So because of these things, he wants to go ahead and highlight the benefits of having gold, and part of me does actually agree to him as well. Another thing you need to remember regarding Peter Schiff, he's been saying that the world is heading towards a recession every year for the past 20 or 30 years or so. So let's say in 2000 he would say that the world is heading towards recession. He would repeat the same thing in 2001, same thing in 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when the recession does actually happen, he turns out to be a genius, isn't it? I could do the same thing as well. I could say every year that the world is heading towards recession, and if it does actually happen, it's kind of like the broken clock to be right twice, isn't it? So these are things you need to factor as well. I can non-stop keep on making prediction that the price of Bitcoin will be $70,000. I could keep on saying that for 100 days, and when it does actually happen, I could turn out to be a genius and I could say that, look, I've been saying this for the past 100 days. So regarding his predictions, he always keeps on saying that the world is heading towards recession. So honestly, I'll be dismissing that as well. But definitely an interesting question. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well. And this is followed by 2 news and information from the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And guys, please feel free to go and check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. It is packed with loads of information, and you'll get articles on central bank digital currencies, Metaverse, NFTs, decentralized finance, making Bitcoin a reserve, and quite a lot more as well. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.